Concord has officially shut down.
It ain't even been out that long.
It has been out for 9 days. That is not a long time. That is people.
You know what though? Truthfully though, I think the last time we talked about this, you made fun of me because I made a comment about their player base not having a comma in it. You can't have that.
More people at the studio than are actually playing the game.
You can't have a week of launch, first month, first 90 days. Like you need that first jump off to be a jump off.
And beta numbers were not, it just weren't there. So I'm still surprised that they still went ahead with launch, even after looking at that, because that's a good indication of the health of your game at launch. Yeah. You need those numbers in the beginning.
Yeah, but them suits said we launching. That's what happened there. They're trying to recoup some of that money, but you ain't getting none of that back.
Yeah, you're not getting any of that.
None of that back.
Thankfully, I'm surprised that they even offered refunds. I'm surprised they even decided to, close it down and then say, we're going to go back to the drawing board, because I was really expecting some layoffs or like some shutdowns or some absorptions happening.
Right.
But they did say it'll be taken offline this Friday, September 6th. Director Ryan Ellis, he said that, quote, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we'd intended. Yeah, that's
everything didn't go as intended, my boy.
Right. And they said while they're offline, they'll explore options, including those that will better reach players. They need to really do a revamp on those characters, and they need to do a severe revamp on those game modes. But also, even if they do revamp this game, Marvel Rivals will be out in December. So when will you launch? Like, which month? Like, are you launching next year? Because I feel like if Marvel Rivals comes out in good health, like, which player base is going to leave that, it's going to leave the game they're already playing to come play Concord?
Well, I'll tell you right now, the problem that they're going to have, and whether anybody likes it or not, they can't release that in the next couple of months.
Right.
It's not smart.
It's not smart. Not this year.
Because I'll tell you right now, whether you hate it or love it, Black Ops is going to take a huge player base.
Absolutely.
Huge.
Even I enjoyed my experience on Black Ops.
We're not going to talk about that. I'm already seeing months flash before my eyes. Going to get me on there for 300 hours. The thing is that even people that aren't really into Call of Duty anymore just have a sour taste on their mouth. Will come back just because it's Black Ops to give it a try.
That's true.
And there's going to be a clear divide of player base over the next couple of months because Madden just came out, 2K, I know I've harped on it, but that's a large player base that waits for this time of year. Call of Duty's dropping. I mean, you still got people playing Black Myth Wukong. Like, Space Marines comes out in 6 days.
This year is done for
5 days. So, you trying to drop right now, that is not a good move. Yeah, you think you got it bad now, you're going to go revamp, dump more money into it, and then get booty popped again? Yeah, that's not going to be a good thing.
The only possible way I say that they might have a chance is to launch at the beginning of summer next year, but that also depends on what launches next year. I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see when they do decide to, just go free to play, which I'm assuming is what they mean when they say they'll explore options. To me, that's your only option, is to go free to play.
It is the option.
But they said the game will be removed from the PlayStation Store. The players will be refunded. Do you know how many units this game sold?
342. I mean, based on player numbers,
25,000 units were sold.
That's not enough.
I was looking at the article and it said about 10,000 on Steam and 15,000 on PlayStation.
What was that, 50,000? Something like that?
So what?
How many is that?
25.
Oh, that's total?
Yeah, total. Like in total, it's 25.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's not. I thought you meant 25 and then added on it out. No, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. That's not enough.
I was reading the article with IGN because Rebecca Valentine wrote it, and she was saying that usually when she reaches out to analysts, like just getting their opinion on, what causes the downfall for games like this, she said that usually they'll have like differing opinions on as to what caused, the death. But she said all of them agreed on like the same 3 points, which was poor marketing, a high price point, and a lack of differentiation in an oversaturated genre.
Yep.
And that's what you said last video too, was that like its crime was just being $40, because that's just too high of a price point. Now,
and then they're going to get in there, and whether we want to embrace it or not, there's going to be a battle pass. There's going to be skins for it.
Yeah.
The game is great for free. The game is not great at $40. It is atrocious at $60 and $70. So then go and spend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when we start getting up to the higher price point, like I'd be pissed. Now, that's not saying I didn't have fun with the game. It's just not a good price point for the game. And then to turn around and say, okay, like Call of Duty, I'm a sucker for it. Like anything, Skull Reaper, stuff like that, it burns a hole in my pocket. Like I can trash it all I want. I'm gonna buy it. That they're gonna have, even if it's a $10 skin, a $15 skin, it's just not good enough to support going, yeah, I'll dump some more money into it, because that's really where you're getting a lot of that passive revenue from, like Battlefield and COD and 2Ks and all of that. Just the game's not strong enough to get carried post launch.
And I was going to say, even if they were to just go ahead and put a store up there, like your base skins are not even that good. So I know for a fact the cosmetics in the store aren't good enough for me to want to even buy them in the first place. They had free cosmetics in the game during the beta, but all it was like a different skin, like a different color change, like a variation, and the color was just bland. It wasn't nothing that would actually stand out. It's not something that would entice another player to say, hey, let me go see what that looks like in the store. Also, that price point, it's too high of a price point for somebody, like us. We're in a pretty small community. It's just, people playing by themselves. But sometimes when you get a group, it's very hard to try to convince somebody, like a whole group of people and your whole group of friends, to all spend $40 to play this game, especially if the group of friends that you're playing with don't really have eclectic tastes in gaming from the get-go. If the only thing that's in their library is Call of Duty and 2K, trying to convince somebody to pay $40 for something they're not sure they're going to like, that's insane. Especially as a brand new IP as well. Yeah, that's a hard sell.
It's I don't know. It's just the game is a couple years too late, and that's a hard pill to swallow.
8 years too late.
Yeah, it would probably, what?
2 Overwatches have come since then.
One GTA. Oh well, that doesn't matter. GTA's been out forever. The only thing, like, it just on the whole price point thing. If you want to go bare minimum, something like the finals, right? It's a very generic. It's small, medium, large. Like that's all you get as character. But what they do really well is they go, okay, fine, free to play, but your skins and the customization of the character is like vivid. Like there's so much stuff you can put on.
There's a good style that they have.
I think, what is it? It's a really ugly mask. Oh, that rabbit hat. If you want to do that. Those really ugly puddle jumpers, if you're into that kind of trash fashion. There's things that you can do.
Talking about the Birkenstocks.
All I hear is click, 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 like clogs running behind you.
Skin. I don't care what anybody says. When you see the bunny ears, just know, expect death.
For a rabbit. Negative. Man, just want to teleport. Never seen a rabbit do that shit in my life. But they went way too weird with kind of what they did. Weird's not really the correct word, but if you're gonna go bare minimum, like be minimalistic, like the finals did, overcorrect and do the customization side. They did none of that, and that's just tough.
Right.
It sucks to see that die, especially when you look at developers like what happened with Destiny, where they're like, "Hey, if you do a really good job on this next one, maybe we'll save your job," and then they get cut anyways, and this bombed from the jump, and you kind of see the writing on the wall, and they're like, "Oh, maybe we'll find other jobs for you." It's like, are like we gonna find other jobs? Like we can't produce a good game. Like what are we talking about right now?
Now, like the crazy part is this game came out incredibly polished, and like everything, like it ran like you could tell that there was some love put into the game. You could tell that there was experience behind what you were playing. Unfortunately, the price point just killed all of your momentum. That's just the main factor in your success. That was just a really bad, and I don't even know if they can recoup it because first impressions matter. And once the internet decides that your game is trash, your game is trash.
Yep.
No, regardless of how many measured opinions are given by certain YouTubers, doesn't matter. The game is trash to the majority.
You can pay them all you want.
Right.
You can pay them all you want. You know what? You know what? No, it doesn't sound bad. I hope if they go back to the lab, I hope the game does well for the developers, because developers as a whole are just taking a shit everywhere. Like they're just being handed L's for decisions by upper management to tell the player base what they want.
Exactly.
Well, fortunately, I hope this is an example of you need to listen a little bit, because we're not going to play it and you can't buy that new Ferrari. But when you start to get into this, like I hope they bounce back, and I hope it does well for the developers, because the developers as a whole need a win. But it's just going to be a rough kind of go around. It has to go free to play.
Exactly. And I don't want talented developers like this where I can actually see how good they are. I don't want them to be, struggling for funds or just get lost in the wind somewhere. I want this studio to come out on top. But yeah, those are my final thoughts. Ghost, you got anything else?
Nope. I wish I did. I hope it comes back.
Yep.
Better.
Same. Yeah.
You know what? And for the developers, I'll definitely give it another run. But
absolutely.
I don't know. It's just tough to see what they're going to have to do to try to fix that.
Right. Try again. At least we'll give it a shot.
Let's hit the reset button.
Yeah, absolutely. That wraps up the video, guys. We appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
With the Best Friends Club. Bye.